Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Pundit claims Arsenal are giving away a complete bargain this summer by selling Tierney. Pundit and former Rangers man Barry Ferguson has claimed that Arsenal could be giving away a complete bargain if they sell Kieran Tierney this summer. Tierney has struggled to nail down a place in Mikel Arteta's side this season due to the arrival of Zinchenko. The Ukrainian star has been a standout performer for the Gunners since his summer switch, which has led to limited opportunities for Tierney. The 25-year-old has only started on 4 occasions in the Premier League this season after being a regular under Arteta last time out. A lack of minutes has led to speculation over his future in North London, with Tierney reportedly a top target for Newcastle. Now, Barry Ferguson says Tierney would be a bargain for any top 6 side looking for a left back. Speaking on Go Radio, Ferguson said that he expects Tierney to move on this summer in search of regular playing time. He said, I don't know him personally, but judging him by watching him and listening to him come the summer, I don't think he will be at Arsenal. And if I am a top 6 English Premier League team, I'd be in for him in a heartbeat if he becomes available, and for the price they are talking about as well, at £30 million. If you look at some of the fullbacks that have moved in England for double that, I think it's an absolute snap. Tierney has been unfortunate in the sense that Zinchenko has come in and hit the ground running under Arteta. The Scotland international was arguably one of the Gunners' most consistent performers before he lost his place in the side. Ferguson makes a great point that while Tierney may not be good enough to compete for a place in the side over Zinchenko, he could be an alternative option for top Premier League sides. He is already proven that he can operate at a high level in England, and a move to a club like Newcastle, who are on the up under Eddie Howe, would be a brilliant step for him. Campbell says Gabriel Magalhaes has bounced back brilliantly. Speaking on the Highbury Squad YouTube channel, Campbell has been discussing Gabriel Magalhaes and his performances this season for Arsenal. The Brazilian has been absolutely brilliant in recent weeks, but Campbell did note that the 25-year-old hasn't always been at the required standard this term, claiming that he had a wobble earlier in the campaign. However, while Gabriel's form was a bit shaky at one point, Campbell praised him for bouncing back brilliantly, citing that the defender has been playing out of his skin recently. The Pundit gave his verdict on Gabriel. He said, he had a wobble earlier in the season, but because he is the aggressor and Saliba is the clean-up merchant, we need him to be on it every game, and boy, he playing out of his skin at the moment. He is being top class. This has been a running theme in this Arsenal team this season. Individual players can have bad runs of form, but the standards aren't being allowed to slip for too long in any position. Gabriel may have had a bit of a brown patch, but he was able to get through it, and Arsenal continued to pick up results during that period. The Gunners have been absolutely incredible this season, and the unity in the team has been massive in this title charge, as any player who begins to show a dip in form is quickly dragged back up to the required standard by his teammates and his manager. Arsenal have barely put a foot wrong this season, and every single player deserves credit for their performances this term. Marseille think Nono Tavares is too inconsistent. They won't sign him, says a journalist. Arsenal lonely Nono Tavares is at the receiving end of more criticism for his performances at Marseille, this time from a French journalist, Florent Germain. The 22-year-old's campaign in Ligue 1 this season is very similar to his debut season in England. He started off brilliantly and barely put a foot wrong in the first 6 months. However, his form following the turn of the year, especially since February in 2023, has been disastrous, to say the least. Tavares is a player with extraordinary potential. The Portuguese defender is rapid and is a good dribbler too. He can terrorize the opposition defenders on his day, but his performances at the other end of the pitch have been really poor. Tavares' great form in attack hid his defensive frailties in the first half of the season, but now his inconsistency is there for everyone to see, including the senior figures at Marseille. That's why they have apparently decided not to sign him on a permanent deal this summer. RMC journalist German said as per One's Mondial. Nuno Tavares is a frustrating case because we see that he has potential for the leaders in the balance for and against. At the start of the season, Tavares was seen as a good shot, but since some time, with the feedback that I have, they have told themselves that he is too inconsistent and that it's not going to work out. That is what is frustrating. You feel enormous potential in this player, and we know that it's a difficult position to sign someone who gives you so much offensively, but there are so many shortcomings, and he is an unreliable player. Tavares really needs to get his act together if he is to fulfill his potential. The defender has all the characteristics to become a top left back in Europe. He is an extraordinary talent, but if he fails to find the right consistency and improve his defending, he will really struggle. Arsenal would surely have been licking their lips when Tavares set the League One on fire in the first few months of the season. Ed would have been dreaming of a big payday in the summer transfer window. However, recent performances suggest Arsenal may struggle to get a good deal for Tavares this summer. Marseille definitely won't sign him as things stand. Ethan Nwaneri scores his first brace for England on international duty. Arsenal youngster Ethan Nwaneri once again showed his quality last night, this time on the international stage with England. The 16-year-old was playing an age group above himself as England under-17s played Denmark. The young Lions came away with a 3-1 win, and Nwaneri was key to that result. Nwaneri scored England's first two goals to give them a comfortable lead within the first 30 minutes. It was England under-17's first game in the final phase of qualifying for the European Championships. They faced the Netherlands and Northern Ireland this week, needing to win their group to qualify for this summer's final tournament. Nwaneri has had an exceptional season for Arsenal, and adding international success with England would be the icing on the cake. After becoming the youngest player ever to play in the Premier League, he has become a regular at under 21 level. He could have also played a very small part in Arsenal becoming league champions this season. The unplayable youngster has a huge future ahead of him. There will be a worry at Arsenal that his future may not be at the Emirates, with other clubs circling. Manchester United are reportedly tracking him, while Borussia Dortmund are also keen. The German club have a recent history of developing young England talent, with Jude Bellingham and Jamie Bino Gittens now both thriving. Nwaneri was recently named as one of the 50 most exciting young footballers in the world. It's high praise indeed for someone who has already achieved so much at such a young age. England's under-17s have recently won a World Cup where Bellingham and Phil Foden were in the squad. If Nwaneri can help England achieve something similar this summer, the hype around the Arsenal youngster will only grow. Reported Arsenal target Rafael Vega wants a move to England. Rafael Vega has admitted he would like a move to England amid claims Arsenal are keen to sign him. Vega has become hot property recently following a fine campaign with Palmeiras. A number of clubs are on his tail after his haul of 5 goals and 6 assists so far this year. A report from Goal Brazil claimed that Arsenal have made some inquiries over the Brazilian attacker, but Palmeiras president Leila Pereira stated that the club wasn't thinking about cashing in on Vega. He said, I don't think about selling anyone. Palmeiras needs to hire. The player has a contract until December 2026. Him seeing out that contract feels unlikely though. Vega is 27, meaning he is just coming into his prime. Potentially, there is a chance for Palmeiras to make some really good money on him. It's possible that Vega, who has been turned into an attacking midfield machine by Palmeiras boss Abel Ferreira could soon push for an exit. He has been speaking about his future while on international duty with Brazil, and his comments may put Arsenal on alert. He said, as quoted by Globo Esporto, "It's a goal. I think more and more I am prepared for that. Things happen in the time that has to happen. It's a dream of mine. Maybe in the near future things will not happen. It's hard to nail down a country, but there are some countries that, from watching the games, fill my eyes: England and Spain. These are places I like to see. It's the football I follow the most. I would stay with these two countries." From these comments, it looks as though Vega is ready to make a move away from Palmeiras, but he also seemingly acknowledges what his president said recently about him not being sold. He's been excellent for Palmeiras down the years, scoring 66 goals and making 23 assists in 205 appearances. It's little wonder they don't want him to go. He is someone who makes things happen between the lines. Potentially, he could be a great addition for Arsenal and really improve Mikel Arteta's squad depth. Arsenal eyeing special wingback with 7 goals, Jeremy Frimpong. Arsenal are interested in Jeremy Frimpong as the Gunners look to sign a new right back during the summer. Of course, Ben White has spent the large majority of this campaign in the role for Mikel Arteta's side, and while he has done an outstanding job, it cannot be forgotten that he is naturally a centre-back. Journalist Dean Jones has told Give Me Sport that Arsenal have a number of names on their radar, and one of those in the frame is Jeremy Frimpong. The 22-year-old is having an unbelievable campaign with Bayer Leverkusen. He has tended to play at right wing back in front of a back three, and yet only one player in the squad has scored more than the Dutchman. He has 7 goals in the Bundesliga this term. Meanwhile, he has also provided 9 assists in all competitions. It's a remarkable tally for a player in his position in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Frimpong has amazing pace and loves to run with the ball, and Jones notes that Arsenal are aware that he does not tick the same boxes as their other right backs, but they are considering whether they need more variety in that position. Certainly, Frimpong would have the potential to be a really exciting signing. Mikel Arteta may have also already had experience of working with him, having been at Manchester City together before they both departed in 2019. Frimpong went on to Celtic, where he quickly became a fan favourite on and off the pitch, and his spell at Parkhead led to Leverkusen making a move in 2021. Xabi Alonso has suggested that he is a special talent, so if Arsenal have the opportunity to bring him to the Emirates, there are likely to be plenty of fans wanting the move to get done. Arsenal are now monitoring Kyle Walker-Peters. Arsenal are interested in signing Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton this summer. Journalist Dean Jones has told Give Me Sport that the Gunners have their eye on signing a new right back at the end of the campaign. Of course, Takahiro Tomiyasu will play no further part in the season after sustaining an injury against Sporting. It has been a difficult campaign for Tomiyasu, and it seems that Arsenal are looking to bring in further competition with Kyle Walker-Peters on the radar. Southampton are in big trouble in the Premier League. Despite some positive result under Ruben Salas, they sit bottom of the table. Should they go down, a number of players will attract bids, including Walker-Peters, and according to Jones for Give Me Sport, Arsenal are one of the sides who are monitoring the 25-year-old. Obviously, Walker-Peters moving to the Emirates would be an interesting step. He has been superb on the South Coast, but it was Tottenham who sold him to the Saints for £12 million in 2020. It would be interesting to see whether his links to Spurs has any impact, but Arsenal would be difficult for most players to turn down right now. They lead the way in the Premier League. They are going to be back in the Champions League next year, and they have the youngest squad in the league, so there is a lot more to come from the side. Walker-Peters is an outstanding player who can play in both fullback roles, and if the Saints go down, it becomes a no-brainer for a big club to make a move in the summer. If Arsenal managed to bring him in, he would definitely have the potential to be a really smart signing for Mikel Arteta's side. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.